Today, we're going to talk about something that can feel, well, a little intimidating, but it's honestly one of the most powerful ways to build wealth. We're talking about shares. We're going to break it all down so you can see how you, yes, you, can own a piece of the future. So let's jump right in.
So, let me just ask you this. You ever see these huge companies, the big names like MTN, Dangote, or Zenith Bank, and just kind of think, wow, I wish I could be part of that success story? Well, here's the cool part. You can be. You absolutely can. And that dream of owning a piece, that's what we're going to unpack today. Because it's not some exclusive, behind-the-scenes club just for the super rich. It's actually a path that's open to pretty much anyone who wants to grow their money.
Okay, so before we get ahead of ourselves, let's get back to basics. What is a share anyway? It sounds kind of technical, right? But I promise you, the idea behind it is actually super simple.
Okay, think of it like this. Imagine a huge, successful company is like a giant pizza. Now, you're probably not going to buy the whole pizza, right? But you can definitely buy a slice. And that one slice, that's your share. It's a tiny piece of ownership in the whole company. Simple as that. And this is where it gets really interesting. When you buy that slice, you're not just a customer anymore. You become a co-owner, a part owner. That means you have a real stake in how that company does in the future. You're along for the ride, sharing in its growth and, the best part, its profits.
So, being a co-owner sounds cool, but what does that actually mean for your bank account? How does this whole thing make you money? Well, there are two main ways your investment can really pay off.
So the money comes to you in a couple of ways. First, you've got dividends. This is amazing. It's literally the company taking some of the profits it made and sharing them directly with you, its co-owner. And then there are capital gains. This is when the company does well, gets bigger, becomes more valuable, and so the price of your little slice of the pizza, your share, goes up.
Let's just focus on that first one for a second, because it's so important. We're not talking about pretend points or virtual numbers. We're talking about dividends. And as our source material says, that's real money being paid out to you, all because you own a piece of the business.
Okay, before we all get carried away dreaming of dividends, let's just pause for a second. We need a quick but really important reality check. Because investing is an incredible tool, but you have to go into it with your eyes wide open.
And this right here is probably the #1 rule every new investor needs to learn. The stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It just isn't. It's a way to build wealth over the long haul, and that requires a totally different mindset.
Look, the value of your shares will go up and it will go down. That's just part of the game. It's a guarantee. You're going to have days where it feels like you're losing. But the secret weapon here is patience. Someone who panics and sells when the price dips, that's a trader. A real investor knows these ups and downs are just short-term noise on a long-term journey. So now that we're on the same page about what to expect, let's talk about how you can actually get started. And honestly, this is the best part. You don't need to be a millionaire. You don't even need close to that.
I mean, just look at that number. You can start this journey with as little as 10,000 Naira. This one fact just completely blows up that old myth that investing is only for the wealthy. It means owning a piece of some of Nigeria's biggest companies is within reach for so many of us.
And how do you do it? It's actually way more straightforward than you'd think. First, you find a licensed stockbroker. They'll walk you through opening an investment account. And then, that's it. You can start your journey on the Nigerian exchange. It's a clear, regulated path, which is exactly what you want.
And that brings me to one last big idea I want to share. We're always told to save money, right? To just put it aside for someday. And saving is good, but investing is different. It's an active decision. You're not just putting money aside, you're putting it to work so that you can own a piece of the future right now.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Are you going to keep saving for some vague someday way off in the distance? Or are you ready to actually step up and own your future starting today? The opportunity is right there for you.